just as we typically do 7 days a week. So for the first few individuals, welcome on in. We just started the live 6 seconds ago, so we're gonna have some people start piling on in, diving into self-growth, relationships, spirituality. So welcome in the first few people. Awesome to have you guys in. We dive into self-growth, relationships, spirituality. Any questions are welcome. I've helped over 100 men and women in my coaching practice transform their lives. So, of course, we're on here like we usually are to help you guys transform. Kevin said, how old are you? I'm in my 20s. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Appreciate you guys' presence. Whoever's got the first few questions, welcome in. Eddie, what's going on? Welcome in, everybody. Whoever's got the first few questions, we can start it off. Appreciate you guys' presence. We just started the live, so let's see who bumps on in today. Welcome in the first few people. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. White Poodle, what's going on? Alright, everyone. Who's got the first few questions? Let's dive into it. Self-growth, relationships, spirituality, something you're struggling with, you're trying to advance in your life, you're trying to create. Like I mentioned before, I've helped over 100 men and women in my coaching practice transform their lives. So we're here to help you guys out too. Any questions, anything you need advice with, throw it down below and we shall interact with it. We'll dive into it, get you an answer. Qualifications, you could definitely check out my website in my bio, but I was diagnosed with depression at 13, dealt with it until I was about 16, been studying psychology, spirituality, self-development for the last 7 years. And like I said before, I've helped over 100 men and women transform their lives. Welcome in, everybody. Appreciate you sharing it, Jackie. Welcome in, everybody who's got the first few questions. Let's dive into it. Thomas always comes in and asks the same exact question. Same exact question, even though I always answer it. Same exact question. What's going on, Dale? Appreciate the follow and the likes. We got today's drink. Can I grow taller with small parents? It's possible. How tall are you? Or how tall are you and how old are you? What does it mean if they aren't talking to anyone, completely off the grid, but watching my story? They want to look at you from a distance without having to confront what they don't want to confront or have an actual conversation. Usually a sign of immaturity, but it could also be deep pain that they don't know how to process and experience, right? And this is challenging. Sorry to hear about your mental health struggles. It's tough on young kids. Yeah, it was very tough for me, but I'm grateful for it because it made me into who I am today. It taught me so much. How do I feel about the blank epidemic? Lost 35K last year. Yeah, one of my clients has been dealing with that as well. It's rough. I mean, look, a lot of the times it happens because of unprocessed pain, things you're running away from, you don't want to take accountability for, you don't know where to go, you don't know how to build, you don't know how to grow, you don't know what values you possess, you don't have anything passionate in your life, so you go to something that's addicting. Are energy drinks healthy? Most of them are not. This is not an energy drink. This is just like healthier soda. Has 40 calories, 5 grams of sugar, and mostly natural ingredients. You're 16 and 5. Oh, yeah, if you're 16 years old and you're 5'7" already, you'll probably be growing a little bit more. Don't worry. Got a double date tomorrow. Nice. My crush doesn't go out on our school any trips. The first hangout was great. Oh, any tips? Dude, ask curious questions that you want to know the answers to, and that's it. Let it flow. You don't have to overcomplicate it. The first date already went well. Build on that momentum. You don't need any particular input from me. Just ask questions you want to know the answers to. Be curious and see where the conversation takes you guys. What's going on, so? Isabella said, hey, Brad, how are you? I'm doing well. How about yourself? Dating after a 23-year divorce. I'm in it 6 weeks, but seeing someone. You mean like 23... You were married for 23 years, got divorced, and now you're 6 weeks later after the divorce dating again? Did you feel like you mentally checked out largely before the divorce, or are you using this to escape your feelings? Right? Where are you at with this, Huck? Where do you feel like you're at with it? I think it's deep pain because he has shame and so much pain. It's sad. There you go. Drop $200 on retail therapy. What is retail therapy? Oh, retail therapy. You just bought things. I got it. I understand. Good with my hands, but not with books, and I keep failing college because of the exams, but pass. I didn't get the rest of the question. What are you studying? And what are you trying to do for work? Yeah, this is Olipop. It's grape. Tastes like grape. It's pretty good. Been on 6 dates with a guy. He said in the beginning he wants something serious. Still hasn't made it official. Now I'm anxious and overthinking, feeling like he's unsure. Okay, Amber, it's been 6 dates. So if you've been on 6 dates together, I'm going to roughly estimate you guys have known each other for less than a month, right? And he hasn't made it official yet. That's okay. If you're at like more like 15 dates in, I think that's a little bit more. But Amber, having a conversation with him about it is valid, right? Not saying to him like, oh, like you could say like, oh, like I wonder when like I'm gonna have a boyfriend. Like you can throw that stuff out there, see what his reaction is. Not a bad idea. Amber, feel free to shoot me a follow and a DM also. If you feel like there's specific things he's doing or showing that he's unsure, we could obviously dive into it further. QT said late live. Yeah, this is the latest live we've done in a long time. I had sessions backed up. So, finally got a chance to hop on here, and then I'm going to head to bed right after. The hand-on work, by the way, it's construction, so I don't know where I'm going. Yeah, I mean, look, if you're good with construction, are you using your degree for that, or it's a different field? How do you establish a good relationship with God? I mean, look, there's many different gods, right? Many different religions. Good place to start, I would say, Red. Connect to yourself. What are you passionate about? What do you care about? How do you want to show up with those values in the world and exchange them with other people? It's a really good place to start. And you'll see God showing up in your life as you're doing that. Huck said yes. Yeah, Huck, if you want to shoot me a follow and a DM, feel free to walk me through what happened with the divorce and where you're at in the dating experience now. I can shoot you over some material that'll really help you out. Brad's big game. Pretty fast recovery. Holly has first track meet tomorrow. She's been doing great. Awesome to hear. Until today, coach wanting to change her approach and she came home frustrated. I mean, yeah, she's allowed to be frustrated if they wanted to change something. Can't worry about your problems. What are the problems? Amber said 2 months. Okay, you guys have known each other for 2 months. Yeah, this is definitely, it's worth having a conversation about it. And yeah, feel free to Amber shoot me a follow about this to kind of walk me through what the dynamic is like, so we can come up with an action plan to bring it up to him. When he views my story, has a profile picture of himself wearing my jacket. Yeah, we've been talking about this stuff for 2 weeks. Is there anything else I can help you with the input? What time is it now? It's 10:53 p.m. my time. We texted 2 weeks every day. Now it's only once a day. What do you mean you texted 2 weeks every day? That doesn't make sense. What's going on, Swarm? Doing good. How about yourself? A little bit sleepy. I'm gonna get to bed after we hop off the live, but we got a long while on the live still. Waiting to join the Marines, but my girlfriend said, Ethan, the rest of your comment did not go through. Can't get the degree because you have to pass a written exam, which I'm bad at, so I don't know where to go. What's the degree for? She said she doesn't want it to interfere with our relationship. I'll be thousands of miles away being in the Marines. Is being in the Marines something you're really passionate about, something you're dedicated to and 100% certain on even? I'm going to get to everyone's questions. Don't worry. We got a lot coming in. Should I break up with my girlfriend to focus on higher education? If you need to break up with your girlfriend in order to focus on your education, you're not with the right relationship partner or you don't know how to create space for it. I run 2 businesses. My girl works a full-time job and studies in school. We still make time for each other. So no, you don't need to break up with your partner to pursue a higher education. But if you're asking me the question about that, not so certain of how confident you are about her being a long-term partner. I don't want it to become an issue. I mean, Ethan, if your life path is going to become an issue for your relationship, the relationship may not continue. This is a reality you guys have to have a conversation about. See what the situation is. Sup, bro? What's going on, Dari? Shirley said, how to stay disciplined. Well, first you have to try to be disciplined with something you actually connect to. Don't just try to be more disciplined and productive. You need a deep vision. You need a deep aim. That's a good place to start, Shelley. If you're trying to figure out what that is and how to craft it, shoot me a follow. You dive into it in the DMs. Zachary said, I have a bad habit of equating success with validation from others. How do I let it go? Great question. All right, equating success with validation. You need to logically look at how this isn't true. You can get attention and validation from people, but it doesn't change a damn thing about how you view yourself or how you're showing up. It doesn't change any of that. What you do in private on your own time and how you show up, that's what contributes to your success. That's it. Well, depending on what it is. Maybe you need to sell certain things to a certain amount of people. You got to connect to your soul. Like, Zachary, ask yourself the question, like, the thing I'm trying to be successful with, do I actually connect to it? Because if you don't, you're always going to seek validation because you don't connect to it. What's going on, Mason? Appreciate the heart. That's a good place to start. But Zachary, if you want to shoot me a follow and a DM walking me through like what the success is, what you define it with, and like what the path is you're going down, we can dive into it a little bit further and see where you're at. 49, no job, no girls, no money. Live with my parents and obese. Am I cooked? No, you're not 100% cooked if you actually start to transform your life. But if you just say that you're cooked and aren't willing, it's going to be challenging for you. But yeah, Monk A, definitely shoot me a follow and a DM so I can get you on the right track. What's up? Good morning. Good evening for me. Hi. Yeah, Midnight Gamer. Feel free to shoot me a follow and a DM about that. What are some ways to get rid of derealization? Start to be present. You're living life in your head, coming up with all these stories, narratives, judgments, and different emotions, and allow yourself to feel without disassociating. And like try your best to be present. I know taking deep breaths sounds basic. It's a good starting place. Be intentional with how you're showing up for different tasks, activities, and people in your life. It's a good place to start. And Gabonja, if you're struggling with it, shoot me a follow, shoot me a DM about this. I use 2 dating apps, Facebook Dating and Tinder. How do I get more matches and get upgraded photos? You definitely want some photos that show you with friends, and show that there's other people around you and they look like they want to be around you. You might, Wes, if you want to shoot me like some photos and stuff over, we could like literally take a look at it. But I would highly recommend you approach women in person. That's going to be number one return on your investment. What dating app advice do? Yeah, I personally don't advise my clients to use dating apps. If you want to use them, use them. But most people on dating apps aren't looking for a relationship. Are there people looking for a relationship on dating apps? Sure. I'm not sitting here and saying it doesn't exist, but a lot of people are not, and they're just willing to swipe away. And like it's just people are looking at your face and what the words are on a screen. They don't get to see you. That's why in-person dating is the best. So in-person dating, meeting people in person is number one priority. Dating apps come second. How do I not lose my love for my talents while having a new job? While having a new side job I also love. This is anxiety coming up, Swarm. You're not gonna if these are your talents and you show up as them, you're not gonna lose your love for it. There were certain times in my life I couldn't play drums as much. I didn't lose my love for it at all. It connects to my soul. It always finds its way back to you. Swarm, make sure even though you have a new side job that you love, create time for your talents. 30 minutes a week, an hour a week, I don't know what they are. Once a day. Just create intentional space for it. That's how you'll keep the love for it. What's going on, Sam? Is wrath a good thing or bad thing? Like a lot of deep anger? It's usually reflective of a lot of deep pain that you haven't processed or sadness that you want to dive into. Am I religious? I enjoy studying different religions, and I would say I'm very spiritual person, but I'm not a part of a particular religion. Just turning 19, any life advice? Get really serious about your values, how you're going to connect to them, and your vision on what you want to build in this life, and go full force with that. Tomorrow or Monday, I'm going to send a graceful message to him to help him bring his shame shield down. All right. Let me know how it goes. John said, how are you doing? Good, how are you? Brother Gary said, the Holy Spirit is my life coach. Cool. A little more info. The validation I seek is largely to do with the art I create, business/fun. Yeah, Zachary. You want to dive into feeling your creations. The most authentic art and business endeavors are when it's just you doing it to do it, because you just care for the love of the action of doing it. The validation and stuff is just the cherry on top. When coaching, do you ever allow a partner, friend, or persons on sessions with people? I do allow it. I don't do it very often. Like usually, if there's like a relationship problem, I don't like to talk to both people at the same time because it gets complicated very quickly. It's a lot easier to talk to one person and have them actually implement the shifts. But in certain scenarios, like for you, Jackie, if there were a particular person you wanted to have on with you, you would just have to have a conversation with me about it beforehand, and we would see if it fits in. So I'm not against it, but I'm also not like always thrilled to do it. And like, oh my god, like yes, bring someone on. Like if it fits, for sure. But most of the coaching I do is obviously with one person or in a group setting. Junior in high school, making $20 an hour as a dishwasher. Feel like I'm in a good position. Cool. Yeah, that's a good place to start. Absolutely. And then start to figure out, hey, what do I connect to on a deeper level that I want to create my life around in the future? Just got into a talking stage. We're texting back and forth, but want to set up a date soon. Yeah, definitely set up a date. Besides coffee shops or bars, what places do you recommend to put yourself out there? Sam, there are no right or wrong places. The gym, libraries, fast food restaurant, there is no right. We have this illusion that there's a right and wrong place to approach people. It's a lie. Are you maybe more likely to get somebody to be open to talk to you if you're in a bar setting, since a lot of people are going there to talk to people? Sure. But just you find someone attractive or somebody you want to have a conversation with, initiate the conversation. If they're not interested, walk away. That's it. There are no particular places that you need to meet people. Anywhere, anytime, put yourself out there. That'll allow you to really expand your horizon. Advice for someone graduating high school: get really clear on what you want to build, what you want to pursue. Because you're going to be deciding, are you going to university, or are you starting a business, or like that's the stuff that you really want to ponder into Sahil. And if you want to shoot me a follow and a DM about it, we'll love to see where you're at, what you want to connect to. Broccoli said, I want to start a business, but I don't know how. That was me at 16 years old. I said, I want to start a business. It took me 3 years to figure out how to do it. Question is, Broccoli, what type of business do you want to run? Because starting it is, once you have an idea, starting it then becomes a little bit more practical. What do you connect to? What could be a starting place of a type of business model you would potentially want to do? Me and my boyfriend moved in together, and I feel like he doesn't help around the house. When I bring it up, he kind of jokes about it and says he gets distracted. Say, hey, babe, it makes me feel really valued when we have a clean space. If you're able to do this once a week or just put this in your calendar, that would really mean a lot to me. Bring it up to him like that, user. Don't go, oh, you haven't been cleaning. That's not going to help. Do it to invite him to love you more, and that should be a good starting place, user. Yo, is it true boredom is the solution to fix our life from doom scrolling? Not necessarily. I mean, I guess you being bored could help you find a solution, but no, it's not required for you to be bored. Hafiz, you could put your phone down to stop doom scrolling and go out and do any physical activity that you connect to and care about, and that could be a really good starting place. So it doesn't have to be boredom, no. But obviously you're doom scrolling because you don't connect to things or you're avoiding things. What are you avoiding? What do you want to connect to? It's a good place, good reflection prompts for you to start with, Hafiz. Okay, so it sounds like I just got to relax a little and find the time. Thank you. Yeah, of course. Yeah, give yourself the space. Show up intentionally for yourself. Got a question for you. Awesome. What is the best way to get rich? Because I'm suffering sadness today because I'm broke. Are you broke because you don't work at all? Or you're working a job and you're not making enough money? That's going to change how I answer your question. So please let me know that. I've lost interest in everything for love, my hobbies, the things that brought me joy. Solution. Andrew, when did this start? And a question I have for you, Andrew, is like, hey, you lost interest in everything you love. Why? Have you asked yourself that? This started at a certain point, and there was a certain inception of this, of why it started happening. That we want to get clear on, because that'll start to give us a little bit more of a clearer picture to really dive into this. And feel free to throw it down below, Andrew. Shoot me a follow and a DM about it, whatever you want to do. Zachary said thank you. Yeah, of course. Yeah, Zachary, if you want to shoot me a DM, would love to dive into it deeper. Parker said I lost my friends, college, and job because of social anxiety. I'm 22 and a blank. What do I do? So never call yourself a loser. That's your Parker, your first starting place. Stop talking down on yourself. Have you made some mistakes? Do you think as highly of yourself as you would like to? Maybe not, and you can accept that. But don't call yourself a loser because you're not. Have you struggled with keeping friends and maintaining relationships? Have you struggled with your job? Have you struggled with being consistent? Yes. Accept that that's the starting place. That doesn't mean you're a loser. It just means you're struggling. And that's okay. You don't want to struggle forever, but accept that everybody struggles in different areas. You're just happening to be struggling in a few different ones. Accept that that's where you're at right now. And Parker, shoot me a follow and shoot me a DM walking me through a little bit more in-depth details, and I'm going to give you very specific, I'll text you back very specific actionable steps to get you on the right track. Okay, perfect. Men said it's a compliment. What was a compliment? I don't think I saw your question. How does one become a life coach? I've been going to the gym. Good for you. How does one become a life? I've been studying this stuff for like 7 to 8 years. Sam, if you have the question of like becoming a life coach, shoot me a DM about that, because that'll be more personalized. I'll see like what you want to create for people, how you want to give them value. How do you tell if you have depression? Well, I mean, look, it's worth understanding depression is a clinical diagnosis, so it's not like I'm not a medical doctor, so I'm not here to tell you this is what guarantees depression, but a few potential signs could be, you losing interest in things, you feeling very stuck, feeling lost, feeling like things don't really matter that much. But definitely, go talk to a medical professional if you're really struggling with that. And Daniel, feel free to shoot me a message about it. I used to suffer from it when I was younger. I was able to overcome it for myself, so I could give you a few tips of what helped for me that might be able to help for you too, Daniel. Advice for someone who seeks for greatness. Establish a vision for yourself. You seek greatness. What does greatness actually mean for you? What do you want to create? How do you want to evolve? How do you want to show up for yourself and everybody else? It's a good place to start. And Lee Corinne, shoot me a follow and a DM about this. Let's craft your vision. I've been feeling down, not enjoying baseball. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely shoot me a DM about this, Daniel. I actually did a whole lecture about this too. I could send over your way. Alyssa said, how do you become a coach? Yeah, I mean, for me, I started creating content. Had a mentor reach out to me, help me learn the business realms. I have 3 coaches myself, so there's a lot of stuff that goes into becoming a coach. If you have a question like that, shoot me a DM about it. I work with a few coaches. I have coaches in my coaching practice that coach with me for my clients. But I also mentor people who are starting their coaching businesses and trying to craft a vision for it. So if anyone who has a vision for that, you can shoot me a DM about it. Best way to save money: don't spend money you don't have, and start with spending money on your necessities, and then spending a week not buying things that you want, that you convince yourself that you need. Told my girl I love her, and she said okay. She also stopped showing affection. Sounds like she doesn't love you. How long have you been together? Back when I was a kid, I used to engage in many activities. I didn't get the rest of the question. But now, I don't know, what else to do except scrolling. Yeah, Hafiz, shoot me a DM about this. Because we want to establish what's personal to you, what's your vision, what do you want to create. You got to get clear on that. Because if you don't have any clear vision, you're going to scroll. There's nothing else to do, to pursue. You have no actionable tasks. My girlfriend was told by a third party that I have a child. She's unsure if she wants me to... The rest of your comment didn't go through. Please reword that. I start my first job on Saturday and I'm really nervous. Okay, Kay. Awesome to hear you're starting your first job. Congrats. Kay, stop telling yourself you're just nervous, but also allow yourself to be nervous. It's normal. Also tell yourself you're excited because you are. Think about nervousness and excitement. They elicit very similar physiological responses. What happens when you're nervous? Your heart rate speeds up, feel a little bit like jittery and anxious. What happens when you're excited? Heart rate speeds up, feel a little jittery, right? So you're excited and nervous. Allow yourself to feel this. Nothing wrong with that. And you'll learn very quickly. Have faith in yourself. Yeah, Daniel, self-confidence. You're struggling with self-confidence? I did a whole 1 hour and 20 minute lecture in my men's group about that. It's on a YouTube link. If you want to shoot me a DM about that, Daniel, I can shoot that to you. Missing piece, what's going on? Welcome back. Yeah, I agree with what you said before. I'm never bored. Bored is genuinely running from feelings, in my opinion. Absolutely. Yeah, I haven't, to be honest, I haven't been bored in like a year and a half. I'm so connected to all the things I don't get bored. I seriously don't. I always have something to do. How do I move forward after my 3-month-old has sepsis? He is 7 months old. Tijuana, I'm not sure what sepsis is. What is that? Does size matter? I mean, yes and no, but not as much as you think it does. Carlos says, Brad, God bless you. I appreciate you. Is a life coach similar to a therapist in a way? Yes, absolutely. But therapists are medical professionals. They deal directly with diagnoses. They work sometimes in hand with psychiatrists, with medication and stuff like that. Life coaches don't work with medication. I obviously have clients that have diagnoses, but I don't work directly with the diagnosis itself, right? It's a lot more of, the internal work, actionable steps, tracking things, experimentation, things of that nature. But yes, therapy and life coaching is similar, but they, of course, have their many differences. DSM-5 also has information on mental health diagnoses. Absolutely. Hi from the Philippines. What's going on? Should I invest in stocks or just buy avocados? Might be better with stocks over the avocados. Texted you. Sounds good, Daniel. Baddie dumped me and it hurts. Allow yourself to feel. And I could shoot you over a lecture on processing pain. Didn't sleep for 5 days. Advice. Why do you feel like you're not sleeping? Are you anxious? Are you sad? Did a big event happen recently? Theodora, what's going on? I'm trying to move from my parents, and they're making it difficult by showing up in front of my boyfriend's house. Have you had a conversation with them about not showing up, giving you space? How do I not get bored? Pisoto said, you have to get connected. Craft that deep vision. What do I want to create in my life? What are the tasks I need to do and show up as every single day to get there? You're not going to be bored doing that, trust me. Gaslighting, feeling like they're afraid. Well, they are afraid. But Theodora, if they're genuinely controlling, allow them to run their course, keep building, and keep figuring things out for yourself. I know it's overwhelming, but you got to push forward through it. Can't force people to change. I talk to this girl over text a lot, but in person, what's going on, Mike? What's going on, Dugas? Appreciate the rose. I talk to this girl over text a lot, but in person, I'm shy. How do I start small talk? Very simple. Initiate a very small amount of flirtation. Give her a little compliment. Hey, you're cute. Ask her questions you want to know the answers to. This could be on a deep basis. It doesn't have to be the surface level BS, right? It's like, what is she connected to? What are her values? What does she really care about? What do you care about? And just initiating a conversation. You don't have to start anything in particular. I don't know if I should call the police. Yeah, if you're talking about law enforcement, shoot me a DM about that, because I'm not going to give advice on that specifically on here without knowing. Obviously, we did a session together, so I know somewhat of the situation, but fill me in on it a little bit more. Rossi said I'm 1 month vape free. Very nice. Congrats. Keep up the good work. Dukas said, what are the benefits of a slower burn when dating a girl? Dukas, can you rephrase that question? I don't know exactly what you mean when you say slower burn. Let's see. I need coaching on knowing why she cheated on me on New Year's. She's not connected to her values, and she doesn't value your relationship, so she was willing to put herself in a position to completely jeopardize that. This relationship is over, AXO. But if you want to shoot me a DM about like your relationship dynamics, what it was like leading up to that, some of her red flags, then I can give you a more in-depth answer, of course. Alright, why is this guy spamming the same comment? I'm gonna have to block him. Alright, Kanya, you're getting blocked. There we go. Alright, hold on. Sorry, guys, we had some goofy comments. Boyfriend doesn't work very much, but we are trying to save for a down payment. What should I do? I mean, if you guys don't have enough money, he has to work more. Is he committed to this vision? Is he committed to the thing you have to put a down payment on? Is he committed to that vision? For you guys to commit to this together, to build together. He doesn't work very much. What is he doing in his free time? Why not? Why am I emotionally blunt when it comes to dating? When you say blunt, are you saying you say them in a raw manner? That's not a bad thing. But maybe you're afraid of people lying to you and to have certain areas unheard and unseen. So you want to put it out as raw as possible. But communication is essential here, right? You can be emotionally blunt and talk about your anger and talk about your sadness or whatever the case is without raising your voice or without making it really depressing, right? How you communicate the information is key. He's committed to the down payment, just struggles to wake up in the morning. So he's got to work on that. Is he committed to working on that? To getting up earlier? To figuring this out? Aura says, I'm starting to lose interest in him. Feels like no time always. Okay, Aura, why are you losing interest in him? What's going on in the relationship? Is he not showing up? What's going on here? AJ, what's going on YouTube? Brad, how's it going? You're great at what you do. I appreciate you. Golden said you have to be bored at least once in the last year. I've definitely been bored at certain social gatherings. Like that I can say. I hope so. Holding on to hopefully see change. Yeah, and don't just hold on to hopefully see change. You guys have to commit to this together. Not just have conversations about, but hey, I'm going to hold you accountable as to your relationship partner. You guys can do that for each other. Help each other build. Girl clock? What is the girl clock? Oh, never mind. I understand. But that shouldn't have you lose interest in him. How long have you been talking to this guy? It's like I don't value the whole situation. All of a sudden, it just got really hot in my house. That's quite strange. Jesus. It's like I don't value the whole situation. Maybe I'm just overheating. I don't know. It's like I don't value the whole situation, not taking it serious, having deja vu. Oh yeah, so this is deep. This could be spiritual. Faza, shoot me a follow and a DM about this. This is going to be deep. What are my thoughts on discipleship? Meaning like being a disciple to a certain religious god? I mean, I don't have a particular take on it. I fell in love with a girl, but will study abroad. Should I try long distance? You could Have you fallen in love with her based on the internet, or you fallen in love with her in person and now she's going abroad? Because starting a long distance relationship without seeing each other in person first is very challenging. You don't even know if you like the way that they smell, or if they look the same in person. Like, it's like you don't know. It's all based on who knows. 7-Eleven, I see your comments. I'm ignoring them because it's not adding to the conversation. How to dating with you? Okay, that's not proper English. Please rephrase that question. I've been trying to hold him accountable by calling in the morning. Feels like I'm mothering. Yeah, you don't want to. You definitely don't want to mother him. You got to put some boundaries. Hey, babe, we both say we're serious about this, and I want you to show up for us. And this is going to be something that's going to help contribute to that. What's going on, Dylan? Have I heard of Scotty K Fitness? I have. Wasn't there like some controversy with him or something? That happens to me. I don't realize it till I'm boiling or freezing all at once. Why he's always back after disappeared for months, or till 4 months is he's back after he disappeared for a month to 4 months. Is he yeah, if your partner is disappearing, that should not be in the equation. Your partner should not be disappearing, period. It's a problem. You need to have a conversation with them about this, a serious one. Diao, shoot me a follow and shoot me a DM about your relationship dynamics for me to see really where you're at with this. In person, but I'll study in another continent. Mateo, if you guys are genuinely in love and you're committed to each other, go for it. The long distance is going to test how serious you are. But how long are you studying abroad and on another continent? Is it like we're talking long distance for 6 months or long distance for 6 years? That's going to determine a lot too. Because if you love this person and you want to go long distance for 6 months, I'm like 100% on board. Go for it. This is going to test your love and your faith in each other. If it's 6 years, it's going to be quite challenging. How would you know if he's interested and not just bored? He asks you curious questions. He doesn't just want to sleep with you. He enjoys going on dates and doing different activities with you. He likes having different conversations, deep conversations. He likes talking about the future and the future with you present in it with him. That's some good starting places, Aura. And if you want to shoot me a follow and a DM about this, we could dive into it deeper too. Talk about God or pretty privilege. That's a lot of different concepts at once. I mean, you're talking about pretty privilege. I mean, look, some people who are attractive get better treatment in certain areas, but they also feel very isolated. Like, a lot of attractive women don't get approached in person because a lot of guys just assume she'd have a boyfriend. And so, not super privileged then. But of course, if somebody is very unattractive physically, it's going to be quite difficult for them for sure. You got to develop other areas of your life. Wow, you're amazing. I appreciate you. Hope you have a wonderful day. Love from Palestine. Welcome in. Appreciate you. If a guy invites you to the gym with him, is that just a friendly vibe or could they be interested? Guy invites you to the gym with him. I will say that most guys don't just want to be friends with you. So there's a possibility that he's interested in you, Sam. Possibility. Without knowing, of course, the in-depth details about this. Double-edged sword to attractiveness. Absolutely, Superman. There's absolutely a double-edged sword. And also people say, like, oh, they're more attractive, they automatically have more options. Not necessarily. Because if you're an exceptionally physically attractive human being, there's a lot of people that just view you in the physical sense, and they don't care about your personality. So in a lot of ways, they don't have more options. In certain cases, yes. What's the first thing I say if I approach a girl? Hey, I saw you over there. Thought you were cute. I wanted to come up and have a conversation with you. What's your name? That's it. It's a good starting place. Thoughts on shadow people? What are shadow people? Cigarette said men especially need friends. Men do need friends, yes. Everybody needs friends. Not a man or woman conversation. Big downside to pretty privilege is people want to take something from you. It's like being rich. Absolutely. what do I feel compelled to fix every problem, and I can't redirect my focus to live? Because you don't want to suffer. You don't want to be stuck. You don't want to be lost. So you want to figure out all the problems, which is great. You have ambition. You're a deep thinker. You're deeply aware. That's great, Jay. Give yourself some intentional space to be present. Look up at the sky. Take a few deep breaths. You'll realize very quickly a lot of the stuff you're stressing out about doesn't really matter that much. What do you feel about in-laws that want to be included in almost everything? Don't include them in almost everything. They're your in-laws. They're not your wife or your husband. You're allowed to say no. And if they're crossing boundaries, you can have an honest conversation with them. Hey, we want some time to ourselves. We love hanging out with you guys, just not every weekend. Or if you don't like hanging out with them at all, I guess that's different. We'd approach this differently. How to build a structure for a successful life. You have to be exceptionally disciplined, but you have to create tasks for yourself that are going to push you towards your goals and commit to those. That's really all it is. You just need to know what the tasks are. And also structure not just in those tasks, but giving intentional time and space to yourself, to ground yourself, to feel present, to take a few breaks. I'm in love with someone I can't be with. It hurts so much. How to move on. Lulu, if you're in love with somebody that you can't be with, you're not in love with them. You're just infatuated with them. Don't delude yourself. You don't love people that you don't know in depth. Maybe you care about them a little bit, but what, Lulu, like, why can't you be with them? What can you elaborate on the situation? Hello, I'm dealing with anxiety. Is the anxiety coming up in a particular area of your life? Anxiety is tough, but here's the thing. You can feel anxious and allow it to be there. Also, use your anxiety to move. You feel anxious? Go to the gym. Feel anxious? Go for a walk. Anxious? Take a few deep breaths. Journal. Meditate. Give it a space to move. Don't just keep it stuck. But sometimes the anxious thoughts will lead you towards things that you've been avoiding, and that you want to pay attention to. How do I grow away from negative thoughts and energy and focus on the positive? It's not about just trying to focus on the positive. It's about being realistic, right? So if you have negative thoughts that are coming up, what are the negative thoughts trying to point you towards? And are they accurate and you're not facing that? Or are they made up delusions that were planted in you by someone else and you don't feel like you're good enough because somebody else told you that you weren't? Now it's just playing out in your own head as your own voice. That's what you want to reflect upon. It's not just about trying to be more positive. It's like, hey, what's the negativity showing me about myself that I can pay attention to? Common signs someone is flirting with you. Sometimes I can be a little oblivious. They want to be around you a lot. They make an effort to talk to you. They're checking in on you. They make an effort to physically touch you. I'm not talking about in like a really sexual way. I'm just talking about like brush your shoulder, whatever the case is. They make eye contact. Pupils dilate. One thing, usually when you're very attracted to someone, your pupils will dilate. You see how my I have my blue eyes, and then you have the black, which is your pupil. There's a bunch of different psychological reasons as to why your pupils expand, but one of them is because you're looking at someone you're very attracted to. So sometimes I stare at my girlfriend, and she's like, "Your pupils are so big." I'm like, "Yeah, because I think you're really hot." But anyway, your pupils can also expand when you're afraid and you're scared and anxious too. So it's not, take that with a grain of salt. But if his pupils are really big when talking to you, probably likes you. I like that you read all the questions. It's a likable quality. People will like you more. Excellent. I appreciate you, Superman. Yeah, I try to get to everyone's question. And be as honest and authentic as I can. I don't come on here to put on a mask. I come on here to show you guys what I do in my coaching practice, to give you guys real answers that you can actually, actionable, practical steps you can take and implement in your life. And my favorite thing is when I give someone a piece of advice and they come in the live a few days later and say, hey, this really helped. Like that really, I loved hearing that. Superman, if you're enjoying the live, feel free to shoot me a follow. Would love to see you back in here. My biggest pet peeve, uh, people who aren't aware and they refuse to take accountability. One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. I like that. So yo, missing piece. It's crazy because the second I read that quote, I didn't see your next comment, and I was in the process of saying, "Is that from Carl Jung?" And then you just put dash Jung. That's actually crazy. That's so funny. Is fish better than blank? I don't know. Do you just claim life coach? I've helped over 100 men and women in my coaching practice, Loren. I feel like I'm always burnt out and I can't catch up between school and work. Any advice? Yeah, if you're always burnt out and your schedule is very busy, give yourself just 10 to 15 minutes at certain blocks in your day to do something that grounds you. Take some deep breaths, think about something that you enjoy, something that you're looking forward to, have a conversation with somebody that helps you out, right? You need to make sure you're doing things in a small basis for yourself and showing up for yourself, Allie. And if you're struggling to figure out what to do or how to do it, you already follow me. Shoot me a DM about it. Should I let people in my workplace affect the job I truly love? No. No, don't let them affect it. But what are they doing that you feel like is affecting it? My girlfriend broke up with me, but she's still texting me. Hold on, my comments keep moving. Give me a second. My girlfriend broke up with me, but she's still texting me, and I visited her, and it doesn't feel the same. Why'd you break up, and why are you still texting after you broken up? If you're still texting after you broke up, you didn't officially break up, or she's using you for attention. Yeah, LNU. Throw the details down below, or shoot me a follow and a DM about it. When do you go live again? You're from South Africa. I go live 7 days a week on TikTok. 7 days a week. But the time is different every day. Yeah, I love Carl Jung too. Loren said, but again, credentials. No, I'm not a therapist. I'm not a medical professional. Not in the medical industry. How can you tell if an egoistic boy is interested in a girl? Like someone who's self-centered in their ego? If he's egotistical, he'll probably play the like the distance game of like give you a few signs he likes you and pull away. Question for you, Aida, is that the relationship dynamic that you really want for yourself? Do you think 30 is too late to go back to school and find a different career path? If that's where your heart is leaning you towards, absolutely it's not too late. I have a client who's in his mid 40s. He has a wife and 2 kids. He's worked his safe, secure job for his whole life, and now he completely put that down and he started multiple businesses. So it's never too late. How important is intimacy? Oh, I don't know how much of this I can cover on live, but Superman, if you want to shoot me a DM about this, I did a whole hour and 20-minute lecture about the integration of this. How important is intimacy, like cuddling rather than blank. I don't know if I could say that on here. They're both exceptionally important. There's a very light side to our sexual nature and a darker side. Not necessarily darker, but what people don't like to talk about. I don't know how much of that I can talk about on here, so I'll say that for now. If you want to have further questions about that, I wish I could say more because I enjoy talking about that subject. How to get over an ex of 4 years in the military, moved on quick AF. Feel the pain of this. Go through the process of grief. Don't run away from it. Allow yourself to miss them. But also do the reflection of why you guys broke up and why you're better off now and how you're going to utilize this to push yourself forward, learn lessons, and pick a better partner in the future. Complaints about me affecting my mental health. Okay, Julia, feel free to shoot me a follow and a DM about like what those complaints are. We could dive into them. Lorenza, thank you. Yeah, of course. Loren said, so you should claim you're giving life advice, not coaching, because you have zero professional knowledge. Loren, you're not helping the conversation. I've helped over 100 men and women in my coaching practice. If you actually listen to the words I'm saying, instead of judgment, I could actually help you. Doesn't sound like that's what you're here for. But welcome in, everybody. Who's got the next question? Finally got a break in the questions. Did you have a boyfriend? No. I had a lot of ex-girlfriends and a current beautiful girlfriend. Alright, let's get some serious questions. It just stopped. Yeah, I mean, like, when people just come in here and just, like, try to... Like, everyone's asking great questions, and then people just come in and try to just, like, say something that's just not helpful. They eventually stop talking because, like, they're not adding anything. Like, they're just wasting their own time. I don't really know why, but we've been together for 4 years, and after we broke up, she partied a lot and still texting you. She doesn't want to be in a relationship. She wants to live out her young years. She's not connected to her values. Blank intimacy feels blank after cuddling, but making them... Yeah, Superman, I don't know how... Like I said, I don't know how much of that I can talk about on here, so... Best way to budget your income and save. Don't spend money that you don't have. That's rule number one. That's what my parents always told me. Question is, like, Shay, it depends on how much money you're making, what you need to put the money aside for, right? There's a lot of different factors here. But, you know, establish what you need to make for your needs and then your desires, and allocate the desires where it calls for, and lay back a little bit at times so you can use more for more long-term plays. And investments you could look into as well. I only just started doing that. What's going on, everyone? You're really lost? Yeah, shoot me a DM about it. I think you already said you did. Excuse me. This happens when you drink all that. Right now I'm saving one paycheck each month. It sucks, but it'll be worth it. There you go. Good starting place. And Shay, shoot me a follow, shoot me a DM, walking me through like what you're trying to save it for and what you're working towards. We could dive into it. What's going on, Raven? Welcome in, everybody. How's it going? Doing good, Juan. How about you? What about not feeling ready for something? A lot of the things that you don't feel ready for, you are ready for. It's just that you're afraid to take the next leap of faith. And you need some faith integrated with it. Ruth, this is about trusting yourself. Acknowledging where you're at, acknowledging where you want to go and what's required to get there, even if it's scary. Going through that fear is going through the dark tunnel to reach the light. Do you think she's just using me? I don't want to sit here and say she's using you without knowing the in-depth details. That's why I wanted you to shoot me a DM about it. Do boys like polite girls or funny girls? Both. Should be funny and polite. Alright, we gotta... There we go. I can see you listen to calm music to calm your mind and think deep. Yeah, I have something like this in the background on all of my... I mean, if I'm here doing coaching sessions, I have it on in the background. If I'm like at a co-working space or something, obviously I don't. But yeah, I like to have this in the background. Very much like it there. Do guys sometimes really have absolutely nothing going on in their mind? This is a good question. Yes. Sometimes. Sometimes guys will say they're fine when they're not. But sometimes when you ask a guy, like, my girlfriend asks me all the time, like, what are you thinking about? And sometimes I'm a little bit hesitant to give the answer. And other times I'm like, nothing. And that's the truth. Like, I'm just not thinking about anything. I'm just like existing for the moment. A lot of like here's how I was talking to another relationship coach the other day. He worded it very beautifully. He's like, a lot of women have their all the doors in their mind open all the time. The emotions here, this situation, everything's all over the place, right? And a lot of men is like, when you ask them a particular question, that door then opens and he interacts with it, and then closes it. Okay, now there's nothing. It's not like this is not like a 100% framework of accuracy. It's just like a, hey, like sometimes this is what it's like. I'm falling in love with someone's husband. Oh, that's not good. Why are you putting yourself in a position to do that? That's the question. That is the question here. Do you know how to not feel like everyone and everything sucks? Yes, because I used to feel that way. That used to be my philosophy for life when I was younger. To not feel. You have not. There's 8 billion plus people that exist. You have not met all of them or anywhere near all of them and never will. You don't have enough information to say that everything sucks. You haven't experienced nearly everything. You've experienced some bad experiences and some bad people, and that's valid of how it's affecting you. Don't project that onto the world. It's not the world, it's just particular people. And white, who you want to become, the type of people you want to attract, become that person. Then you'll find them. How to stop people pleasing? Good questions, though. How to stop people pleasing? Well, a lot of the time it's about first acknowledging that you feel like your worth is derived from that. While simultaneously it's like you have your cup of your emotions, your knowledge, and what you feel stable with. Your cup is, let's say, at this level. And you keep pouring out all of this to everybody else, and so at the end of your day, you're at nothing. You don't want to do that. You want your cup to be overflowing, that as you give to other people, it just constantly replenishes itself. You do that by getting connected, having passions, work that you enjoy, giving yourself intentional space. If you start interacting and showing up for yourself, and especially Zol, first place to start with people pleasing, next time somebody asks you, first small step is your assignment. First, next time. Oh, hold on, my phone fell. Well, my other phone. Next time somebody asks you to do something that you don't want to do, that's not in alignment with you, say no. And don't justify yourself. Just say, no, I can't today. That's it. That's a good place to start. And Zol, shoot me a follow and shoot me a DM about this. Coach Alec, who's one of the coaches in my coaching practice, did a whole lecture on people pleasing. I could shoot that over to you. It'll be like a YouTube link. I think it'll be you'll find it. Great. I honestly feel like selfless love is 0.1% from staying away from hookup culture. Hold on. I honestly feel like selfless love is 0.1% from staying away from. What do you mean 0.1%? Mike said, oh, Dukas, what's going on? What's your interpretation of the I can fix her type of guy when it comes to dating? It's self-sabotage. Every single time you try to fix her, you're trying to fix a person that doesn't want to improve. That's a losing game. It's like it's like somebody who has someone has an insecurity. They refuse to see that insecurity is destroying their life. And you constantly tell them, this insecurity is destroying your life. You need to change. And they keep saying, no, it's fine. And you word it in 10,000 different ways. You bring it up in every possible way, and they still don't change. Self-sabotage. Yeah, especially Dukas. The guys who say, I need to fix her, it's based on insecurity. His worth is derived from making her change. And then when she doesn't change and screw him over, and she does screw him over, he just goes to somebody else. I have a friend who does this all the time. He just loves trying to fix girls. It blows up in his face every single time. And he's, for the last 2.5 years, been telling me about the girls he dates and then when he's single shortly after, because he always picks the wrong women. So that would be, I have a lot more to say about that, but that's a good place to start. Because I used to be that. The I need to fix her type of guy, self-sabotage every time. You want somebody that's on the same page as you. They already have the values you desire. That's how you are truly attracted to each other, have the similar or same vision, and grow together and focus on truth in your relationships. If you're trying to fix your partner, you view yourself on a pedestal and they're here. That's egotistical. And it's like you're playing the therapist or the coach. They're not your relationship partner is not your client. It's like they're your partner. Your partner is on a similar level to you. If they're down here and you're up here, it's a problem. What does it say about you? That's what we got to dive into. How to make peace with the situation that her and I won't be together. I'm in denial. Look at the parts of yourself that are refusing to accept the situation and how you maybe have messed things up, or you living in delusion. Where can I start to live more in reality? How do I show up for myself and date girls that actually care about me? That's a good place to start. Nam said, am I handsome? How to know exactly? You got to test the market. Go out and talk to people. Understand that trying to please everyone, no one is special. I do definitely think people are special, but I'm not. Maybe I misinterpreted what you said. Hookup culture and dating apps, bars, clubs destroy long-term relationships, and marriage and love is dead. Marriage and love is not dead. Is it becoming a lot more challenging nowadays because of the culture, for sure? But you can still find someone who's right for you. I did. Appreciate you guys jumping in. Yo, Brad, I'm back. What's going on? You're back. Feel free to shoot me a follow so you get recommended to live more. Where am I from? The East Coast in the U.S. How to make I already dived into that. Don't save her. She doesn't want to be saved. J. Cole. There you go. Just listen to J. Cole. Can lead a horse to water. Exactly. It's a lot of idealization, falling in love with the person that they could be. Yeah, you're being delusional. Falling in love with the person that they could be is a very manipulative thing to do, because then they have to meet your expectation, and then they'll always fall short of that because that's not them. The idealization of falling in love with the person that they could be is falling in love with a wall that can't talk to you, that doesn't agree with you, that doesn't want to have a conversation. It's delusional. Is it okay to vape during job interviews if the applicant doesn't mind? I would question why you're so addicted to vaping and how you can start to put it down and not need that. I don't think this is a question of should I do it in my job interviews. Is it professional? Absolutely not. But if you're working at a restaurant, I mean, when I worked at a restaurant, I was the only person there that didn't drink and smoke. But I don't think it's professional. But I think the question is asking how you can put it down. And Jay, if you want to shoot me a follow and a DM about this, I did a few lectures about interacting with addiction, and that you might find those helpful. I agree with the host, but also what a fun gamble to try and fix someone. Oh yeah, I tried it multiple times. Blew up in my face all the time. Trying to fix people is avoiding fixing yourself. Evie said it in a very beautiful way. Brad, I just asked a girl if she has a boyfriend. She says, yeah. I told her, poor guy, she banned me. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Gee, this is reflective of you. You ready? If you find a girl attractive and you ask her if she has a partner, and then you say, poor guy, like, what are you trying to get from that? You're just trying to make someone's day worse. It's not helpful. The importance of familiarity in relationships, race, family, same goals. Race isn't as important. It's about culture. Family, if somebody has a broken family, the other person has a really connected family, it can be quite challenging. But if that person with the broken family is committed to making family important, that can work. But similar goals and visions are important, yes. It doesn't have to be in the same field or industry, but you need a vision together. Absolutely, that overlaps in your individual and relationship life. Can I manipulate my brain into thinking? I wouldn't really call it manipulation, but yes, you can point your mind in different directions to think about certain things. How to improve confidence? Ask yourself, if I were the most confident version of myself tomorrow, what would I be doing? How would I be showing up? How would I communicate? That's a good place to start. Start doing those things. Yo, Ramy, are you on here? I just saw the text message. He threw something in the group chat. Someone said 6-7 viewers. Oh my god, bro. How old are you, Brad? I'm in my 20s. Ashley said Bradley again. Ashley, you said yesterday that you went to my high school. I said I didn't recognize you. I still don't recognize you. I have an Ashley that I dated in high school, and she's my ex-girlfriend, but you don't look like her. So, I don't think it's you. Long time no see. Yeah. Tell me how to change bad habits. Honestly, it's very difficult. Quantum, I appreciate the roses. Welcome in. All right, we got a lot of questions coming in. Don't worry, I'm going to get to all you guys, even though it's very late. I'm having a good time. How to change bad habits is very difficult. Of course it's very difficult. Question is, right? The bad habits. What is the particular habit? How long has it been going on? And is this something you actually want to put down? A lot of people have bad habits and they say they want to put it down, but it brings them pleasure. And they don't have any substitute. If you just try to put down a bad habit without addressing the root of why it's there in the first place, you're just going to pick up something else. You have to address why this is there and address that. Mikey P says, Dylan Fenari says, what's up, G? Dylan Fenari, I used to hang out with that guy when I was like, 10 years old? That's crazy. I remember the name, though, and I remember what he looks like, too. Recently had a heartbreak. The heartbreak? Feel into it. Don't run away from the feelings. And Izang, shoot me a follow and a DM about this. I did two whole lectures around processing pain and processing heartbreak. I could shoot those over to you. Should you ruin the friendship? Don't want to lose her if she rejects. If you like her more than a friend and you're trying to not ruin the friendship, your friendship is already over. Friends don't like each other romantically or intimately. You aren't friends with her. You want something more. So see if you can obtain that. If not, that's it. Why do you feel the potential to stay but don't want to go through the pain of leaving? Because you're comfortable. And even though you want to see the potential of what could happen if you do stay, but even simultaneously, while you know they're not going to show up, they're not showing up now, you know they're not going to, but you're willing to project that and not live, and live in hope instead of reality. The pain of leaving is challenging, so you just sit there, because you've known this person for a while, you've dated for a few years. This is a question of your life. If you stay in a relationship with somebody that you don't care about anymore, not only is it deeply sabotaging yourself, but it's deeply manipulative for them. You're going to stay in a relationship with somebody that you don't want to be with long term. It's exceptionally manipulative because you are afraid to leave. You got to reestablish your values, my friend. Quantum, shoot me a follow, shoot me a DM about it. This is going to go deep. How soon? All right, Raw. This is actually a really good question. Very valid question. You ready? How soon after a breakup should I get back into dating? It's been 3 months. So one of my relationships that lasted about 1.5 years, I waited about 9 to 10 months before I started dating. Another relationship that was 6 months long, I waited about 1.5 months till I started dating again. That was actually my last relationship into my current relationship with my perfect girlfriend right now, right? So, and by right now, I don't mean like my current girlfriend. I mean like she's it. But it was a very short period of time. But even though it was only 1.5 months, I did so much reflection, so much internal work on my insecurities during that time. So it's not really about time. It's about how you feel. Have you processed this experience? Do you feel you could be attached to someone else and not think about your past partner? And Roar, feel free to shoot me a follow and a DM about this. I did a whole 1-hour lecture about all of my past dating insecurities and how they've came up and how I've overcome them and integrated them. Some of you guys would love to see that. How to lose weight and gain discipline in life, keep it short. Definitely get in the gym, count your calories, watch what you're eating, and watch how you feel and how it impacts your energy based on the things that you eat. And gaining discipline, you have to connect to a deep vision and create the tasks around that. Is there a way to get through depression without going into therapy? Yes, I overcame it without particular therapy. But that's going to be a deep conversation about where you're at, Echo. You got to shoot me a DM about that. I did a whole 1 hour lecture on interacting with like feelings of depression and sadness. ARN said how to understand women. I did a whole 1 hour lecture on that too. I did a 1 hour lecture on how to understand women. All the dating dynamics, women's psychology. So ARN, shoot me a follow and a DM. Hey, can you shoot me over the women's lecture, Brad? I'll shoot it over to you. Evie said, this is a good question. What advice have you given that you would give differently now? It's a deep question. I don't have anything particularly coming up. I'll have to get back to that. How to get motivated? Well, you have to be motivated for a particular thing. So you have to find out what that thing is. What is that thing that you want to connect to? You want to get into? Your friendship is already over is a great answer, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, your friendship is already over if you view someone in an intimate way. You don't view your friends that way. It's not how friendships operate. Why do people have a cheating kink? Is it because of getting cheated on in past experiences? It's either that, or they saw it within their parents, or they've had a promiscuous past themselves, so they don't know how to be loyal to one person. A lot of different possibilities there. How to stop gooning? Ask yourself what pain you're not processing, and when you start to goon, what is the emotion you feel right before that? You're going to find it's sadness, it's pain, it's anger, and you're using that pleasurable thing to avoid it. Feel into the emotion. That'll be a good place to start. How to focus on education first without distracting other aspects like dating or others. Aisha, put the education and your studying time in your calendar, and that's a non-negotiable. And your dating and other areas of your life fit around that. Having a relationship versus hooking up. What's so good about relationships? Deep love, connection, shared vision, consistency, intimacy, truth, passion, play. Instead of, I felt pleasure for 5 to 30 minutes hooking up with this person, and now I never talk to them ever again. There's nothing there for you. There's no fulfillment. There's no building. My girlfriend of 6 years broke up. She said she still loves me. How long should I wait to reach out? If your girlfriend of 6 years broke up with you and says, I still love you though, that doesn't make sense. Women that are in love do not break up with their partners. She's either lying to you or there's something she's hiding. So I guess is lying either way. So you need to confront her on this, Jackson. You need to figure out the truth. How long should you wait to reach out? Call her up right now. Don't wait. You want to figure out how she feels, why you broke up, and if that's not a congruent answer, move on. You don't wait to see if she still cares about you. Like, this is not a waiting game. Especially if you've been together for 6 years, she should be a little bit more serious about this. Of all, like, I'm breaking up with you, but I still love you. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. People say that when they're hiding something. It's easy to say, expect, like, the words, I love you, but, very manipulative. There's something they're hiding, not multiple things. Just saw your video on how to not be boring. Do I DM for the lecture? Yeah, you can shoot me a DM about the lecture. Stress. Why am I jealous of my competition success? Because you haven't reached it yet. But stop being jealous of your competition success and instead go to your competition and ask them how they got there. They're probably going to give you some inside information. It's going to be pretty good. How to know that you should stop chatting to someone, any signal. It's a crush. You have to flirt with them and see if they reciprocate it. It's not like, should I talk to them or are they interested? Can you ask us for some advice? And we can give advice to you? Maybe another day. I'm here to answer questions. Thanks for answering. I feel calmer now. I'm glad to hear. Appreciate you asking the question. It's not easy. Is this pre-recorded? No, it's not pre-recorded. But I have reached out, and when they started to come out above me, I get real jealous. Yeah, isn't envy one of the 7 deadly sins? You're not grateful for what you have. You don't trust yourself to surpass them. That you need to focus on. Focus on accountability for yourself. Why do people choose hooking up versus choosing a long-term relationship? Is it family, bringing up, and friends? There's a lot of different factors. A lot of people pick hooking up because they feel it's safe and there's no responsibility attached to it. How can you control your lust? Good question. I'm glad you didn't ask how to destroy it, because a lot of people ask me that, and you can't destroy it. It's going to be a part of your life. It's about understanding it. Hey, I feel a lustful thought. I feel this thing. Allow it to be there without acting on it, without judging it, without convincing yourself it needs to be a particular thing, and without demonizing it. It's a part of you. You don't when you walk down the street and find a girl attractive, you don't choose that. It just happens. Allow yourself to experience that and move on. Don't attach yourself so deeply to it. Acknowledge the feelings, bring your awareness into it, and move on to something else. If your close friend removed your followers and you don't even know why, removed you from their following, I don't have a conversation with them about it if you're a friend with them, if you're friends with them. We got over 100 people in here. Welcome in, everybody. If you're into self-growth, relationship, spirituality, feel free to shoot me a follow. We go live 7 days a week. I'm also doing some free intro coaching sessions for 30 minutes. My website is in my bio. You can book a call there or shoot me a DM. How to control your overthinking. Acknowledge, Fred, that a lot of your overthinking is in relationship to your mind trying to get you to pay attention to something that you have been refusing to pay attention to. Give it the space it desires and you deserve. That's a good place to start. And Fred, if you want to shoot me a follow and a DM walking me through what you're overthinking about, we can dive into a lot deeper. I want to become disciplined again and slowly regain my motivation. What do you want to be disciplined with? This needs to be specific. Juggalo said caught her cheating. I'm sorry to hear that. That's really rough. Now it's about processing. Should you go fishing tomorrow? Yeah, why not? Dry texts. Most of the people I know hook up in situationships because of cheating and betrayal. Yeah, some certain people do that. One person cheated on them, one person betrayed them, so now they project that out onto the world. Oh, I can't trust anyone. It's all a projection. It's a lie we convince ourselves of. Not good. Handling a breakup with a toxic partner. Feel the pain and also acknowledge where you didn't reflect and look at the red flags and accept them and have a conversation about it or address them. And develop a version of you that confronts bad behavior immediately so you don't experience this in future relationships. How do you deal with retroactive jealousy? My girlfriend was actually answering this on the live the other day. Retroactive jealousy, it's allowed to come up once in a while. Once in a blue moon, you'll think about it, cool. Stop attaching yourself to it. Allow the thought to come in and move on with your day. I know it's easier said than done, but stop ruminating about it and creating scenarios that don't even exist. You're jealous about your partner's past. Your partner, unless your partner is talking about their ex all the time, your partner doesn't care about their ex. They care about you. That's why they're with you. Don't be jealous about something that's not in existence. It's a fantasy. It's a facade. Look at it like that. That'll be a good starting place, Caden. And feel free to shoot me a follow. Would love to see you back. Milky Way, how to get over the anger that should be water under the bridge. Happened to play. Okay, Milky, this is. I was talking to one of my clients about this the other day. Getting over anger that should be water under the bridge. It's not water under the bridge, even though this happened 2 years ago, because Milky Way, you've never given yourself the space to process this and actually experience it and integrate it in a healthy way. That's why. So your expectation of I should be over this elicits guilt and shame very quickly prevent you from moving forward. Stop trying to go from I should be over stop going from I feel really angry to I should be over this. There's a process in between there of feeling the emotions and doing the reflection. Don't skip that, Milky. And if you're struggling to do that, shoot me a follow, shoot me a DM about this. Let's dive into it. What is the reason behind a person who got cheated on cheating? They cheated, and then they got cheated on. That's just the natural cycle. But the reason is that they're just trying to get back at each other. It's all manipulative. What's going on, Monet? One, I have an attachment issue. with someone and I'm trying to let it go, they're blocked on everything. 2, I still think about them very often and I cut them off so many times. This is final. The rest, attachment issue to someone. Monet, how long ago did this relationship end? Because that'll determine how I'm going to answer this. Lulu said, how to deal with something. My comments keep moving. How to deal with something that you're proactively procrastinating, but it's really important. Lulu, give yourself a very small action step about this. If this is something big that you're proactively procrastinating, it's probably a big task, a big conversation. Dedicate 5 minutes to start to figure this out. Just give yourself the expectation, 5 minutes. I'm going to dive into this for 5 minutes. That'll be a good starting place, because then you'll probably start to do it for more than 5 minutes. Start smaller. If you're shooting too high, don't remove the end vision, but make the goal smaller. Why does love feel beautiful and hooking up is animalistic nature and feels disgusting after? Because you know you're using someone, and it's just for your own benefit. It's selfish by nature. That's why you feel disgusting after. Because you know you're using somebody. You guys just both agreed to using each other. But love feels beautiful because you're constantly agreeing to show up for each other. This guy, he is my friend, and when I tell him to just stop, he keeps running back. What do I do? What do you mean keep running back? Well, what are you telling him to stop doing? Lobby said, how can I become a coach like you? Shoot me a DM about it. I've been helping certain people start their coaching practices. Main reason men and women cheat. They're not connected to their values. They don't have any. They're not committed to monogamy. They just say they want a relationship for the sake of having a relationship. How to not distract on the way to your goals. Don't view things that aren't your goals as a distraction. View them as space that you're intentionally giving yourself to ground you. It's a good place to start. How could I stop being jealous of my half-sister? What are you jealous about? Coach Brad, it wasn't a relationship. I feel like you asked me about this before. How long ago did you stop talking to them? Thank you. Yeah, of course, Lulu. Yeah, Lulu, feel free to shoot me a follow. You've been answering. I think you were in here the other day too. Would love to see you back in. Tell us about situationship. Stop getting in situationships. Is that all you deserve? Is that all you're worth? Somebody that just calls you up on the weekend and uses you? Is that really what you're worth? Or are you worthy of love and connection? Relationships or nothing. Throw the hookups out the window. How do I understand girls? Can't wrap my head around it. Yeah, Noah, I did a whole 1-hour lecture on understanding women on a deep psychological level, so you could shoot me a follow in a DM saying, hey, Brad, can you shoot me over the lecture on understanding women, and I can shoot that over to you to be like a YouTube link. Is it normal to be scared to fall in love again? Absolutely, Greg, especially if you've been hurt before, you've gone through some pretty rough breakups. Of course it's normal to feel scared to be in love again. It elicits all of your insecurities, all of your vulnerabilities. It reminds you of them, of every part of yourself that you haven't addressed, that you feel stuck with. But what if somebody could love you through all of that? That's what you're looking for. So yeah, it's normal to be scared. Don't let that feeling of fear stop you from taking action. Take action in spite of, even though you have the fear. And Greg, if you're struggling to do that, shoot me a follow, shoot me a DM about it. She's too attached with me, but my family is not agreeing the relationship with her. She's too attached. Why don't they agree with the relationship? You're in an open relationship. You don't have a relationship then. If you're in an open relationship, you're just using each other, and you're not meeting each other's needs. That's why you need other people. Why does one leave a person that's hold on, this might be the most goated question of all time. Okay, yes, Caster, good question. Why does one leave a person that's everything they want for someone new? They don't feel like they deserve it. I was on a session with one of my coaches one time, group session with men and women, and there was this girl who looked like she was in her late 20s or early 30s, and she was like, yeah, I broke up with my boyfriend, he's just so good to me, I broke up with him. And I'm sitting there like, what are you talking about? He was so good to you, bro, you broke up with him. She didn't feel like she was enough for it. So people sabotage their relationships. What do you think of meditation as a daily habit? Beautiful. Give yourself space to intentionally experience your breath in the present moment. Why would a man say that he loves you, abandon while you're pregnant? Because he doesn't actually love you and he was just trying to convince you. A man that loves you when you're pregnant is one that's going to stick around. That I know. Bro, today's my birthday. What's going on, Mark? Happy birthday. He comes and just messes me up on a lot of the things that are important and keeps coming back to do it. You have to set a boundary. If he keeps crossing that, you set another boundary and get really serious about it and say, hey, you're jeopardizing the values in our relationship. You got to stop this behavior. I don't appreciate it. If that doesn't stop, he's not your friend. Yeah, 1609. Shoot me a follow and a DM about this because there's going to be a lot of stuff to process. My dad gives everything to her, but not to me. Well, you got to start to show up for yourself and get everything that you desire by yourself. I know it's not easy, but T1 said, hey, Brad, what's going on? I did mention this lol. I cut him off in October. We spoke in January. My comments keep moving. I blocked him 2 weeks ago. Okay. How are you? What are you feeling? What are the feelings that are coming up? How do I reject someone nicely? Guys, stop doing this. How do I reject someone nicely? There's no nice way to reject someone. I'm not interested. But I appreciate it. That's it. There's no nice way for someone to be rejected. They're being rejected. It's not going to feel nice. Don't be rude about it. Just, hey, I'm not interested. I appreciate it, though. Right? And you can, if they're coming up to you and approached you in person, and you think that's a respectful thing to do, then say, hey, I respect you coming up to me. I just don't find you attractive. Or whatever the case is. How do you make a man regret leaving you? That's not the question you want to be asking. Trying to get somebody to regret leaving you is only going to lead you to more misery and pain, and that's not what you want. Is an open relationship real love? No, it's the opposite of love. Sounds so messy and chaotic, I know. Yeah, you've been talking to me about this for a while, but with all the vague details. Getting addicted to the gym instead of bad habits back then and chasing growth is good biblically too. I'm not going to sit here and say it's good biblically. I haven't read the Bible in its entirety. But going to the gym consistently instead of doing a bad habit consistently is definitely 100% better. A man is love bombing. Should I go? But I still want him. If you know he's love bombing you, stop staying because you're being manipulated. But if you think he might be love bombing, but he's actually not, you gotta have a conversation. How do I move on from my ex-best friend? They've hurt me and chose to hang out with my bullies and not acknowledge that they aren't connecting to their values. They don't want to have deep conversations. They're not showing up for you. Allow yourself to feel that pain, but understand that it's not reflective of you. How can we skip bed rotting? Get out of bed. Craft a vision for your life. What do you want to create? Do you want to be at the end of your life and thinking, I spent so much time on my bed? No, I spent most of my time doing insert here. Start doing that thing. Is it considered cheating if you're still in a courting stage and your suitor had a blank with somebody? If you're in a talking stage and the person you're talking to slept with somebody else, cut them off immediately. They're not serious about you. You're a second option to them. That's why they slept with them and not you. So it's not considered cheating. You're not in a relationship. But it's considered very disrespectful and reflective that they don't want to be in a relationship with you. Because if they did, they would just be talking to you. Should long distance be an option, especially with people you meet online? It can be an option. It's exceptionally challenging if you meet someone online and you don't know them in person. You might not like the way that they smell once you meet them 6 months later, and it's like everything goes out the window. So it's not. I'm not sitting here and fully against it, Lexi, but I am saying it's exceptionally challenging. Most definitely. Do bad boys / men make good men feel boring to women? It depends. No. Good men are not the same as nice guys. Nice guys are people pleasers. They're willing to buy girls flowers on the first date, and they're not. They're just trying to get whatever they can get. The bad boys, how you want to term it, the terminology of it, are just guys that manipulate women. But there's certain girls that like that toxicity because they've experienced that from their father, for example. But no, they don't make good men feel boring to women because good men show up for their women and provide that for them while also having some of that bad boy charisma intact in it. So it's an integration of both of them. It's not one or the other. Don't split it down the middle. 1609, you're going to have to shoot me a DM about this because it's not about regretting or getting him to regret that. Hey man, it's been 12 days since you helped me. My comments keep moving. Come on. What's going on, Josh? It's been 12 days since you helped me, and it's so relieving and freeing. Thanks so much, man. Josh, I appreciate you saying that. I'll say this to you personally today, Josh. Like, I really appreciate that. And everyone else, I invite you to do exactly what Josh just did. If I gave you a piece of advice and you took it and it massively transformed your life in a positive way, come back in this live after you've integrated it and let me know. It warms my heart and soothes my soul when I hear that I'm making a difference for you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and screenshot that, Josh. I appreciate you. All right. Good question. I'm feeling like I miss his presence. That's really it. Sometimes communication. Well, yeah, you miss the attention, Monet. You miss his attention. And how he showed up for you and his personality. So what aspects of his personality that were positive can I look for in a future partner? Take this as a learning lesson. I'll message you fully about this. Sounds good. That'll be the best case option. You cool AF King. Appreciate you. Show me a band right now, bro. Yeah. Alright, hold on. My best friend is slowly not becoming my friend. How do I make him my friend again? It's not about convincing people to be your friend again. It's about talking about the values that they aren't possessing and showing up as that's infringing upon your relationship. You need to confront them on this. Have a conversation. Dating until falling in love, then having intimacy to making love, but first date is usually lust. Could you rephrase that question? Your girlfriend is also from California. I apologize for everything. My girlfriend is not from California. Can you get out of the friend zone? No. Stop trying to do it. People are either attracted to you or they're not. If they're not attracted to you, stop trying to convince them to. Because if you do somehow convince them, the relationship will end in flames 100% of the time. Monet said, you might not like the way they smell. Oh my god. I'm serious. Like, your pheromones, like it's natural. Like sometimes, like there's sometimes where I'm sweating physically. I'm sweating, and my girl doesn't think I smell bad, but other people think I do. Right? Why is that? Like there's literally when you're bonded to somebody, and you're the biology of it, like you naturally are attracted to somebody's smell, or you're not. Right? So if you're long distance with someone, you've never met them in person, then meet a year later, you might meet them like, I just wasted a year of my life. Oh my god, what just happened? How can I tell my boss I have an overseas trip? Boss, I got an overseas trip at this time. Can I get off? The feeling I felt right now when I'm with her is the same feeling I had when I had a first crush. Okay? Are you in an active relationship with her, or? Yeah. The troll comments are just getting funny at this point. You smiled for the first time when I said that. I remember here. Thank you. That comforts me. How do you get... Again, you can't get out of the friend zone. How do I convince my extended family it's okay to have a cousin... I don't know what that word is. I have no idea what that means. 3 dates in a row, girls have said that they didn't feel a romantic connection or spark after the first date. If you're on date 3 with somebody and you didn't feel a romantic connection or spark on date 1, stop. You're not attracted to them. Stop trying to get yourself to be attracted to them. Me and my girlfriend word it like we've been together ever since our first date because we felt exceptionally connected and attracted to each other on the first date, and it just kept building from there. If that's not how your date is going, not the right person. Stop trying to make them and put them in a box that they are. You always get down to the nitty-gritty. That's why I avoid opening up, but thank you. Hey, look, if you don't want to confront these parts of yourself, yeah, you don't gotta ask me a question about it. But if you want to grow, I'll get down to the nitty gritty with you. Absolutely, absolutely. Cowgirl said, "I am crying. What are you crying about? What's going on? Your eyes are so attractive. I appreciate you. Got them from my mother. Me and my girlfriend actually have very similar eye colors. Hers are like I think a little bit more lighter blue than me. If I had to guess, I don't know." What advice do you have for people struggling with being raised religious but don't want to be anymore? Well, if you were, yeah, you probably have a lot of fear associated to it. A fear of God's gonna punish me, or maybe you convince yourself you don't believe in God, or you're trying to convince yourself that, but you simultaneously do because of all the indoctrination of when you were younger. You want to ask yourself, Zaylee, what does the idea of God or this religion that you've been brought up in, what does it mean to you? And is there value there that you can still take in your life? It's just integrated in a different way that you've been told. That's a good place to start. But Zaylee, shoot me a follow and shoot me a DM about this, because this is going to be deep. I live alone, but I would like to start dating. Okay. First place to start is just start approaching people. Have conversations. Not advice, but what do you think about the beef between therapists and life coaches? I don't think there's any beef between therapists and life coaches. I think there's certain people that are in those professions that, as individuals, like certain therapists are like, oh my God, life coaches suck because they're not medical professionals. And certain life coaches are like, oh my God, therapists are this because they're giving them too many like drugs and stuff like that. So, I mean, look, everybody, if life coaches and therapists are arguing with each other, they're not focused on growth, because therapists and life coaches that are truly focused on helping clients know that there's an overlap. They just do it a little bit differently. It's been 8 months and she found another person. I still miss her. How do I move on? You haven't processed this. You haven't given yourself experience to feel the pain and to do the reflection of why you can't be together anymore. What is so special about this person? Not as much as you say, because you're not together anymore. If they were the one and it should have worked out, it would have. And it's not. So what can you show up as to use in your future dating experience? Main sign of being in lust versus being in love versus lust. Love is very integrative and connective. Lust is very disconnective, and it's just based on pleasure. I don't think I believe in God anymore, and I'm scared that I'm wrong and will go to hell. That's deep indoctrination, right? It's fear. Would God send you to hell if you're showing up for everybody in your life and you're focusing on growth? I don't think so. That's just my personal opinion, though, right? What's going on, applesauce? My 22-year-old girlfriend left me for a 43-year-old. Should I stop talking to him? Yeah, you should stop talking to both of them. Do you and your girlfriend also share the same birthday by any chance? No. Our birthdays are 2 months apart. No. Me and my girlfriend's birthday is only a month apart. No, lol, I'm definitely ready to face it. It's time. Alright, let's do it. Let's do it. Can I ask something? Yeah, you guys don't have to ask, can I ask something? I'm just answering questions, so just throw the question down below. Personally, as someone who studied psychology, I see some life coaches to be selling snake oil. Oh yeah, I mean, look, it's a lot easier to get into the life coaching industry. Like therapists, they need to get a degree, most of the time a master's degree, so they've been studying this stuff for a long time, right? And that can be proved. There's a lot of people, like technically anyone can call themselves a life coach, right? So secular, absolutely. There's a lot of people that do life coaching that are horrible at what they do. I very much agree with that. There's a lot of people that don't show up for their clients and not helping them make progress, and they're giving them very basic things and pieces of information. That's not truly helpful. I agree. There's a lot of people, and there's also a lot of therapists that are bad. For example, Secular, I've had multiple clients come into my coaching practice and say, I've been going to therapy for 4 years, and working with you in your coaching practice for 3 months has allowed me to make more progress. It's not that I'm better. It's not that they're worse. It's just that different situations call for different people, different modes of expertise. That's it. But to view an entire industry as a facade and this and that, like, it's never a good idea for anything. Unless it's like objectively that, which usually it's not. Should I work and go to university? I'm 19. Yeah, why not? Make money and pursue the degree if you want that degree, obviously. Discipline tips. May said discipline tips. In order to become disciplined with something, you need a vision. Discipline is just being consistent with the tasks. What's the underlying vision? You need to establish what that is to establish any task in the first place. Can't be disciplined when you have nothing to be disciplined with. Couples that look alike stay together. Is it true? I don't know. But me and my girl have the same eye color, and I don't think we look like each other, but we have gotten the you guys look like brother and sister a couple times for sure. Did blank or blank really damage life, such as lost ambition and low self-esteem? Yeah, absolutely. It can help you. It can really make you feel stuck. I quit it. I went back to it, of course, a few times. But I quit it for about a year and a half. Transformed my life. Understanding your lust and not letting yourself be a slave to it is a really good place to start. Kelsey said, trauma bond, let's talk. Do you have a particular question? Can 10 years of blank addiction be fixed, or is my brain damaged forever? It can definitely be fixed. Definitely be fixed. But don't view it as being fixed. It's about rewiring. It's about expanding. It's about changing your perspective. Testa, what's going on? I appreciate the gifts. So yeah, I mean, you got to get out in real life and experience the world. Superman, you've been asking brilliant questions. Feel free to shoot me a DM. I'd love to help you out with some of the stuff. Nope, you're just better. As the clients, we can say it. Your work speaks for itself. I appreciate you, Monet. I appreciate you. Is it possible to find a girlfriend that doesn't yap consistently? that's the best question of the night. Is it? I've never laughed this much in my 4.5 months on TikTok Live. No shot. All right, hold on. My comment scheme. Is it possible to find a girlfriend that doesn't yap consistently? It's gonna be challenging because girls like to yap. The question is, if you're really attracted to her, you won't mind the yapping because you care deeply about her. But if she's yapping about stuff that doesn't matter and it's surface level, yeah, you can find a girl that yaps about things that are a little bit deeper, for sure. That's the best question of all time. How to deal with people that judge you all the time? Good question, James. People that are judging you all the time, it's reflective of themselves. If people are judging you all the time, then either there's something you can do better that you're refusing to face, and you're playing the victim, or they're just taking their own internal judgments of themselves and projecting it out onto you because it makes themselves feel better so they don't have to address themselves. So see what resonates there and what could be for you. My parents want me to study medicine, engineering, or law, but I want to study vet medicine. So go ahead and do that. Follow your dreams. How to get my brother to stop judging people or get him to respect that people are different. It's not about getting him to or making him. It's an invitation, Ken. Hey, did you know that this person that you judge is struggling with X, Y, and Z? Like, it's just an invitation, giving him more knowledge. He does with that what he chooses. Can't force anyone to change their perspective. People who chance. No. No. If somebody cheated on you, they've broken the integrity of the relationship at the deepest level possible. Your relationship is over. If they cheated on you once, they didn't value your relationship enough because they put themselves in that position. If they cherished your relationship that much, they would never put themselves in a position like that. Alina said, answer my question, please. Your question did not go through. Sorry to interrupt this mess, but I can assure you this doesn't work. Bring it to God. Thanks for your perspective, Chrissy. Everyone's going to keep answering questions, or asking questions. Alina, you're lonely. Where do you feel isolated and lonely? Is it based on relationships, a lack of connection with yourself? What's coming up? How can I get a foreign boyfriend? Give me a tip. Get a foreign boyfriend? I don't think you should focus on getting someone in another country. You should be focusing on dating people in person. Random question, are you German? No, I'm Russian. How do I raise a fatherless girl? Why are you trying to raise a girl that's not your girl? That doesn't make sense. Can you describe healthy mental health? You feel connected, and you're able to experience your emotions and not just judge them and flow through them. And overall, you feel pretty content with your life, and you're constantly building. You're working towards that. You enjoy it. You wake up every day, and you may not be excited every day, but you're like, okay, cool. Another day. Is red pill the truth? No. There are certain aspects of the red pill that are truthful, but not the entire philosophy as a whole. Absolutely not. That's why there's a philosophy of that and many other philosophies. There's no one philosophy that's 100% true over the other. How do you become a life coach? There's a lot of different things. There's certifications. There's also experience. There's so many other things. I've been studying this stuff for 7 years. Yeah, and hold on. Question. Can you say happy birthday to my mom? She's 51. Her name's Kate. Happy birthday, Kate. Question, what do you do when you're getting to know someone and realize they're avoidant? You have to have a conversation about it. Because you can't go into a relationship knowing that it's just going to be avoidance the whole time. You guys have to confront these things deeply together. I'm short. I've never had a girlfriend. Is there any chance? Yes. You can be short and still not have a problem with women. Oh my god, you're still alive? How long have I been on here? 2 hours. Yep, I guess I'm still alive. I can't kiss the girl I like because I'm ashamed. I don't know why. Oh, this is a good question. Yeah, where's the shame coming up? Do you feel like you don't deserve this? Do you feel stuck? You can't integrate your sexuality? I talk to some men that are deeply afraid of their sexuality. One of my clients, he's a straight guy, but he has a lot of friends that are girls. And a lot of that is so he doesn't have to ask girls out. So he doesn't have to get himself uncomfortable. He's afraid of his own sexuality. Right, that's possible. So Wanma, that might be what's going on. Shoot me a follow and a DM about this. Let's dive into it. Why do I feel like posting another TikTok story so he can view it? Because you want his attention. I got turned down after 5 rounds, 4 months of recruiting process. What should I do next? 5 rounds, 4 months. Is this, you have a degree for this field? What's the industry? Can you apply to other jobs? Someone said, I don't understand spirituality. Different religions, different philosophies. Jesse, what's up? I feel the Madonna whore complex is Madonna should be ideal, attractive to have blank with where she should avoid Bev. I didn't get the rest of the comment. Beatrice, I appreciate the rose. But yeah, the Madonna whore complex is very interesting. Brother Brad, I need help. All right, what's going on? I don't know. She's so beautiful. Yeah, you're feeling stuck. Is it wrong to be friends with an ex who is a narcissist? Being friends with your ex, I don't want to sit and say it's wrong. It's usually not beneficial to your life. I'm afraid to talk to girls I like because I have a fear of a rejection. What do I do? You have to talk to them anyway. That's it. What's the worst thing that happens if you get rejected? You move on with your life. They forget you exist. You forget they exist. That's it. It's not a big deal. I've always been scared having friends, and I've always been avoidant to them. Why? What's coming up there? Can you explain why it's not good to be friends with your ex? Because you're never going to move on from them. You had a intimate relationship with them. You were deeply attached and emotionally to them. You're not going to move on and move forward if you're still friends with them. Also, think about your future relationship partner. Is your future relationship partner, your ideal man, going to be okay that you're friends with your ex that was inside of you? I don't think so. So that's one of the many reasons as to why you probably shouldn't be friends with your ex. How come it's harder to convince myself that one mistake doesn't define who I am? How come it's harder to convince yourself? Because you're hard on yourself. You want to be the best version of yourself. So acknowledge your ambition and your deep awareness, Iman. You're in a good place. But it's harder to convince yourself that you don't need to convince yourself that one mistake doesn't define who you are. Just show up a little bit differently. Hey, I made this mistake. Just don't learn the lesson. Show up differently. Show yourself in a reality that's not your identity. Don't convince yourself it is. True? Yeah, there you go, Jen. You understand. CIA said, do we really need to do all this? Do what? Just live life? Yeah, it's definitely an important part. I'm still debating on my college major, how to know if it's really what I want. Put yourself in the position, if I were to have gotten the degree already and I'm working in the field and I was doing this for 8+ hours a day, would I be satisfied? Imagine yourself doing that for the different industries. That'll be a good place to start. Visualize it. I knew she wanted to kiss, but I'm blank for real. It's alright. It's not the end of the world. Stop attaching a negative meaning to failure. Yeah, and also a lot of failure isn't failure, it's just a mistake. There's a difference. Failure is messing up and staying there. Mistakes is, hey, messed up, change, experiment, grow. How do you get over temptation and stay motivated? Get rid of the temptations, the triggers for them. It's scrolling on social media, it's in this thing, this conversation. Avoid those things. Too many, bro. Some of these spam comments. Austin on YouTube said, "Do you like bologna?" Dude, I haven't had bologna in like 5 years. I always stress before an exam, although I've already prepared for it. Any advice? Allow yourself to be a little bit nervous about it. It's normal. But lean into mentally the confidence that you know you have in your trustworthiness within yourself to get this done because you've put in the work. Give yourself that acknowledgement. Give yourself that acknowledgement. That's a good first starting place, Burn. I no longer believe in love. Well, that's not a good place to be in. The men in Brazil are bad. It's not the men, it's just the men you've talked to. How can we practice self-love and confidence when we're insecure? Good question, Jess. You need to face your insecurities. Have conversations about them, and also acknowledge where you can integrate. Certain insecurities are to be integrated properly, certain ones are to be overcome. But question is, where is the insecurity coming up? Like, okay, I'm insecure, I don't know if I could get a relationship partner. It's like, okay, let's list off the qualities about myself that are actually really good and valuable, right? Every negative thing you think about yourself, come up with the positive aspects, not just making them up, but look at reality. It's a good place to start, Jess. And a lot of your insecurities are just based on past experiences and past judgments from people, and now you believe it for yourself. But it only came from a very small group of people, not everybody. And Jess, if you're struggling, shoot me a follow and a DM. I did a whole 1-hour lecture on facing your insecurities and how to do that effectively. I can shoot, it'll be like a YouTube link. I can shoot it over you. Brian said failure, judgment, or feeling that one has not met a necessary standard or expectation. When normally does an avoidant realize they're acting on triggers, you have to have a conversation with them about it, Jen. It's not really like a certain time point that an avoidant person realizes they're acting on triggers. Like, you gotta have a conversation with them about it. Bring the awareness to their attention. And Jen, you're asking some good questions. Feel free to shoot me a follow. Would love to see you back in here. Why do most people have no respect for non-human animals? I think a lot of people do have respect for non-human animals. Like people cherish dogs, for example. Biggest sign of relationship material: same values, same vision, natural connection, effortless. Is it good to find relationships on dating apps? If you find a positive relationship on there you go. But there's a lot of people on dating apps that don't want a relationship. What if the insecurity is also about physical appearance? There's certain parts of your physical appearance, especially if it's weight, that you can change and you can look better in the gym and running and all this different stuff. If it's like facial features, acknowledge that a lot of this is a projection, and you may like, oh, I don't like my nose, for example, but maybe your life partner thinks your nose looks great, and I'm serious about that, right? So allow yourself to feel a certain way about it. The question is why? Who are you comparing yourself to? What's coming up there, Jess? Don't they notice it on their own? Not always. Not always. Some people are kind of in that loop. I admitted my feelings to a guy and he said that he's not ready. Is that true? Or, I mean, if he says he's not ready, don't try and force it. Do I have a guitar? No, I do have a drum set right there, though. Dogs are not the only animals on the planet. I agree with that, Eric. They are not the only animals on the planet. But I love animals. I see a cat out in the open, a panda, a kangaroo. I don't see any pandas or kangaroos, but I love many animals. What do I do if I'm so in love with someone that I can't get over, that has blocked me and hates me? You're not in love with them. You're just being a little bit crazy and manipulative, right? I'm so in love with someone, but they block me on everything. Oh, and they hate me. Like, that's not love. That's infatuation. There's something deeper going on there, Chloe. Like, you have a desire to chase somebody that doesn't want you. That's usually deep. I never really dated any girl. Also afraid. What should I do? Start by having conversations with women. Don't ask them for their number. Just have conversations. Just get yourself comfortable in their presence. You'll see that they're human just like you are, have their own struggles and insecurities. We need to learn to have more self-love. Absolutely. All right, everybody. I am gonna go to bed because I've been on here for over 2 hours, and it's 1 a.m. I appreciate everyone's presence. If you're new here and you enjoy self-growth, relationships, spirituality, shoot me a follow. We'll see you back tomorrow. I go live 7 days a week. And if I did not answer, I see there's a lot of questions coming through still. If I did not answer your question, you can come back tomorrow and ask it, or shoot me a DM. I get back to everybody in the DMs when I can. So I appreciate everyone's presence. I appreciate you guys showing up and being here. It really means a lot. So before I hop off, if you haven't shot me a follow already and you want to see my face again, we go live 7 days a week. I'll give you a chance to shoot me a follow before we hop off. I appreciate you guys. And again, you just arrived. Oh, I'm sorry. We'll see you tomorrow. I gotta stop myself from answering questions because I'm gonna keep going. If I didn't answer your question, shoot me a DM about it or ask it tomorrow. We go live 7 days a week. Feel free to shoot me a follow if you want to jump in again. We go live 7 days a week. So I appreciate you guys very much. We will see you tomorrow. And if you have any questions in the meantime, just let me know. Check out the content. If you want to book a free time, I'm not sure yet. I need to check when my coaching sessions are. Might be like 3 p.m. Eastern time. If you want to book a free 30-minute coaching session, not pitching you anything. I'm literally just, you bring questions, you bring stuff you're struggling with. I give you in-depth answers. Book a free 30-minute coaching session. You could either shoot me a DM or on my profile on TikTok, in my bio, it says mightybrad.com. On my website, there is a button on the 3 bars that says book a call. Just pick a time, put your details in, and then we meet. So if anyone wants to book a free coaching session, completely free, 30 minutes, you and me, you can book times, probably starting availability for next week. Go on my website, which is in my bio. Looking forward to connecting with you guys tomorrow. Again, everyone is still throwing questions down below. We're hopping off. If you have more questions, shoot me a DM about it, or ask it tomorrow, or book in a coaching session. It's completely free. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you very much. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out, everybody. What's going on, Sebi? I appreciate the gifts. We're hopping off for the evening. I love you guys very much. See you guys soon. Message me, Kalini. Oh, yeah. If you're on YouTube, you can Mighty Brad on TikTok or Mighty Brad Official on Instagram. All right. Peace out, everybody. I love you guys very much. I hate to go when there's like still 100 people in here, but I appreciate you again. If you're still asking questions, we're hopping off for the evening. Shoot me a follow. We'll see you guys back tomorrow. We go live 7 days a week. I appreciate your guys' presence, and if you want to book in a free coaching session, link in my bio. Takes you directly to my website. There's a book a call section, completely free.